Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Abomination Goddess podcast, where we sit down once a week to delve into the mysteries of intuition, offer a space to explore the knowing within you, and to help you lift the veil so that you can see more of the real world around you. With me, as always, is Casie Halseth. She is the author of Abomination Born book series. It is a fictional portrayal of her real life experiences with the mystical realms. Her action-packed books are full of lessons, insights, and calls for other abomination-born folks in the world to start connecting, which is what we do each week on our podcast. We're trying to get the word out there and help everybody out. She is an award-winning public speaker, and I think that you'll find by watching this podcast and reading her books that she just effortlessly draws her audience into her world, both in her books and on the stage and in the podcast. Welcome, Casie. So happy to
Thank
have
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And my name is Ashley Kim. I am the author of Villain Era Goddess. It is a book that I wrote to help women on their journey to set boundaries, build confidence, and to heal themselves. It is a very honest and open look at what I went through and the tools that I used to survive my villain era. I went through my journey alone, and so I wrote this book so you wouldn't have to go it alone. I will be riding the crazy roller coaster with you. Yay.
Yay. It's a great
Okay.
book.
Yeah, I'm excited to dig into yours soon, but we can get into that in a little bit because I have some screenshots from your book. Okay. We always start. Oh, I almost closed out our meeting. Okay. Somebody should be running this for me today. My brain is not here. All right, so we like to start the podcast with a little bit of show and tell. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And if I do anything ridiculous, we'll just start over. Let's see how it goes today. Okay. Awesome. All right. Do you want to start because you have some cool stuff going on?
Sure. Let's go to the witch with the bubble around her. I like that.
Yes.
This is from Women Circle Online.
Mhm.
Women Circle Online, I guess. Yeah, on Instagram. And she says, when you put your bubble of protection around you, and now people's crap won't bother you. And sometimes we have to be reminded to put our bubble around us.
Oh yeah, we do.
hmm
Yes.
And the only thing I would change is instead of a bubble around me, I am inside of an elevator of light and goes from me all the way up to everything and goes down
Mhm.
into the earth. So I don't
Yeah.
walk around with a bubble. I walk around as if I've got an elevator of light. I'm standing inside an elevator of light everywhere
Yeah.
I go.
I like that. I like that visual a lot. It's better than trying to open your bubble. Open the bubble at the top. Instead, you're just in the elevator. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
And yes, you're right. You do kind of forget sometimes. Yeah,
yes.
I would just remind everybody you can always put a reminder on your phone if you keep forgetting. Help you
Yeah, I
set a
mean,
habit.
if I forget a word or words or forget why I walked into a room or something, I'm going to forget to put that light around. I mean, it's just going to happen.
For sure.
And then let's go to the one that says the wheel in the middle,
Oh yeah.
and that is from Women and Mythology, also on Instagram. I just
Hmm.
thought this was so great. Uh, she's reminding me about the wheel of life, and
Hmm.
this is a perfect example of what they use in literature, the hero's journey. But it's
Oh,
also it comes from mythology way back, and it gives you all these different things. Like at the top, it says movement, fate, change, turning, renewal, uh, and
yeah.
access, pattern, timing, and then return, and the circle happens again. It's nothing that I didn't know already. Um, but then why don't you go to the one that says circle symbols often emerge? That one, yeah. Circle symbols often emerge during moments of psychic reorganization. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, I know about the wheel of life, I know how things go around, but her Instagram made me realize that, yeah, when I'm noticing the wheel of life, that's 10 on the tarot, that in my animal uh, totem cards, that's the ladybug. And when I'm noticing that, or if that card comes up, maybe I'm having a psychic reordering, you know,
Yeah.
something's going on, something's going on
Yeah.
a deeper level.
I
And then
like
go to the
that.
next, yeah, go to the next one in that. That's one that starts off with while the yeah, that one.
Okay.
So symbolically, the wheel speaks to the coexistence of stability and change. While the outer rim turns, the center remains still. And when I read that, that got
Mm.
me. I mean, when you have
Yeah.
a wheel in an act with the axle,
Mhm.
that stays still. And I really, I think I know everything. And then I read this and it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
yes, it does stay still. So that's our center point. That's our axis.
Yeah.
I call it the chord, or that would be where the elevator of light that I was talking about, that's the source of it, where it comes, and it comes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that remains constant because that's already perfect.
Yeah.
But as I live my life, I'm going around and around all these different situations, and
Yeah.
but the center is still. I
Yeah.
that one,
I love that.
I was
The
just flipping through this really quick when I was reading it. It's like, oh, this is nice. I know this. Yeah, thank you. I know this. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's good information. And then when I get to this, it's like, holy buckets.
yeah.
While
What
the
an
outer rim
amazing
turns,
reminder.
yeah, the center remains still.
Yeah. So your elevator might be stopping on different floors, but you're still in the elevator, you still,
Yes, yes,
yeah. Oh, I love this.
yes.
Oh, I needed that today too. Yeah. This is wonderful.
Yeah. I know. I just love Instagram and all the people that put up these beautiful things.
Hmm.
Um, we need
Yeah, I'm
these
glad
things.
we do for
And then
sure.
you can go to my snake picture.
Oh, yes, I love the snake.
Surrender to change or suffer in a loop. And that's what happens.
I don't know why they had to call me out like that.
Yes. We gotta keep moving.
Yep.
So even though we don't necessarily like what we're going through, it's part of it, you know.
Hmm.
We're spiraling up.
Yes, we are spiraling up. Yeah, I like that. And I like the snake is pretty.
And that's
Okay.
then I had one more about the yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah.
I was on last summer, I appeared on Radiate Wellness podcast with Christy Hoffman,
Hmm.
and it aired today, or this week. It airs this week, and so
Yeah.
it was kind of fun on
Yes.
Radiate
Yes.
Wellness podcast.
Radiate Wellness. So this is an excellent podcast, and Casey's episode is really good. So she, even if you've read her books, there are going to be new things that you've learned, that you'll learn from her in her story. And she does a really good job of just kind of summarizing what an abomination is, and and it's very relatable. Even though Casey has a lot of experiences that a lot of us don't have, it's still very relatable. So yeah,
Yeah,
it was
in
good.
there, I had said something about disappearing, that I had disappeared. Remember, we talked about that, and I
Yeah.
disappeared for like, I said I disappeared for like an hour and a half or something, and I always thought that that's all it was. But after I did this, I was talking to Al about it, and he says, "Oh no, we were going to call the Rangers to try to come out and find you. You were gone all night. It was already morning when, it was coming on morning when you came out
Yeah.
to us." And I honestly had no idea. I had no
Yeah.
idea it was that. I didn't even know what they were talking about. What do you mean I was gone?
Right, exactly. To you, you just took one step another, and then they were
Yeah,
asking you where you were.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that is, it is just so fascinating.
I
So
heard
fascinating.
this word in my head that said run. And I took a
Really?
fast step forward, and I hate running, but I took a fast step forward as if I was going to be running.
Hmm.
And I don't remember running or anything. I do remember the ground and how it all everything lit up, and I could see inside of everything.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Oh, it is so cool. I love your stories. Uh, I just love them. So yes, everybody check out Radiate Wellness podcast. And if you go to YouTube to listen to it, you get to watch it as well, which is what I like to do. So yay. Congrats. It's a
Yay,
good one. Okay, what do I have? I have a bunch of weird stuff today.
wonderful
Let's see.
stuff.
Well, thank you. I will start with my little with copper. So I got copper coil for my hand, and I know people use these for like Reiki and other things. Um, I am I got mine to wear while I water my plants. I want to kind of strengthen the barrier of my home and I want to use my plants for that. And so I will be switching which, clockwise, counterclockwise on my hand while I'm doing whatever I'm doing in my house based on my intentions. But I thought, what a really cool way to just kind of offer a little bit stronger connection between me and what I have in my home that I'm working with. So that's my coil. And I thought
Yeah,
if I
I
had,
really like those.
yeah. And it's kind of like the first time I put on a copper bracelet where I couldn't take it off. I just couldn't. And so I still have it on my hand. And so I found this on one website. It says clockwise spirals draw in and amplify, perfect for attracting healing, grounding, and abundance. Wear it on your left. Counterclockwise spirals release and clear, great for letting go of stress, stagnant energy, or anything that no longer serves you. Wear this on your right hand. Um, and then, oh, this is from a guy who sells them. So it says they'll come labeled left and right. But for mine, I will be switching which part of my hand I have it on because that switches if it's clockwise or counterclockwise for me. Because I'm cheap and I have one. So that's how I'm going to wear it. But I thought, man, there are so many cool things I can do with watering my plants, saging, cleaning, like different things I can do and just put a little bit more intention into how I'm
Brushing
doing it.
your hair.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Brushing the words off my teeth that I spoke that day. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. So anyway, very excited that I had that. And then I just wanted to show in my copper era, one of my friends dropped off these little like I don't know, plant decorations, but the very top of them are covered in copper. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did you know? That's exactly what I'm into right now. So I had to share that picture. I don't know if I've shared that one before.
I love that.
Yeah, I love those. Um, okay. And then I'm going to save Casey's book for the last one that I have. Let's see here. I just thought I liked this. So it's this is called a Venn diagram when it has like the circles that overlap. So in the middle it says people who collect teeth, and then the options are parents, witches, and serial killers. And I laughed so hard when I saw this that I
Teeth
just
and hair.
yeah, teeth and hair. Yeah, sorry. It's so funny to me. Um,
When we
I
were
love it.
little, Grandma had on her vanity table, she had a little glass ceramic dish that collected hair. And I remember
Yeah,
asking her about that, and she said, "Oh, never let anyone take your hair.
yeah,
Never." And I was like, "Oh, really?"
yeah,
They can have power over you.
yep. Which is yeah, very scary thing to think about during perimenopause when my hair is just flying out everywhere I go.
Yes.
I know I do think about all the time. Um, I loved this one too. So for those just listening, it has a lady with a pet cheetah, and she has laser shooting out of her boobs, and it says, "What I mean when I say I'm sending good vibes." Every time I see this meme, I laugh so hard that I just had to share it.
That's good.
Uh, and then I really enjoyed this quote from Donald Glover. That's his actor name. Childish Gambino is his rap artist name, but he says, no one on their deathbed is going to look back and say, thank God I avoided being cringe. And I really liked that because I think that's so true. You look back at maybe, even just in my 40s, I look back at the things that I regret that I didn't do. I don't look back and think, man, I'm glad I didn't stand out in this some way, because usually I'm gaining an opportunity after I stand out, in a way and be cringe, as they say, the youngins. So I really liked that quote.
I like that too. And
Yeah.
there's so many things that, I'm so grateful that my husband and I went ahead and just did. I mean, we were
Hmm.
we were dirt poor and we would
Yeah.
find a way to do all kinds of things and we just did all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And honestly, Sony and I talk about this, my husband and I. Um, we look back on like just getting started in life and like the times we didn't have money, and it was like everything was just so much simpler, and we never felt without, you know? But yeah. Okay, so I wanted to point out, so I've been reading Casey's second
Oh, you
book.
missed a picture though.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. The squigglies at the top.
Oh,
Yeah.
the drawing? Okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring that up after
Oh,
I
okay.
read this one. Yeah. Okay, so this is from Casey's book, and it's probably like a quarter of the way in. And I was on the beginning of this chapter, and every time I picked it up, something told me I wasn't ready to read it yet, and I was like, and I kept going back and forth of like, that's a weird thought to have, but I would just put the book back down. And so then finally, I was going to bed, and I was like, oh, it's time. It's time to read it. And I couldn't tell you why until I got to this section. And Casey is talking about the people that are in the pit. And I'll just read through it. It says, I fully realized the consequence of living a life of stagnation. Right now, that might not be so bad. Floating in the pit with no worries, nothing to do, just drifting in an eternal pattern of nothingness. Was that so bad? Was it? The water surged around me and knocked me around. Woo! I shook my head and realized the draw of doing nothing and accomplishing nothing was so enticing. And so then her locket pulsed and helped her to kind of get her bearings straight. And then she says, we humans were generators of the light force, not squanderers and idlers of its life-giving force. And I think that's exactly what I needed to hear at the time, because I was going through, I would say maybe like 3 weeks of what the hell's the point? Who cares? Who cares if I get better? Who cares if I learn more? Who cares this? Who cares that? And I'm like, even in my journal, I wrote a poem. I don't care. I don't care if my hair is brushed. I don't care if my kids are cursing. I don't care about any of it. Like, I don't care anymore. And so then, luckily, thankfully, my mindset has been shifting back to where I would rather be, which is that I do care. Um, but I just liked that, I don't know, Casey putting this in words that everyone probably feels this right now. That might not be so bad. Everyone feels that. And so it's up to us to realize that we are squandering what we have and that we want to add to the collective, not, just deplete it all the time. And so I thought it was funny that the night that I read this was the night that I, so my, oh, sorry, it's sideways, but my 6-year-old and I sat down and drew each other. Um, and it was so fun to do. We were in the middle of taking antibiotics because she just got done with surgery, so she has to do her antibiotics, and they're so nasty and gross. And so we get halfway through, and then we'll take a break doing something. And so our break was that we drew each other, and it was just so much fun, and it almost felt healing to do it, and it just like all came together for me. And so thank you, Casey. I now know why every time I picked up your book, it kept saying, "Don't, not yet." And so yeah, I was ready to move forward with it. And
Yeah,
then the
that
other,
is so cool. That is so cool. I go back to talking more about everything I've learned about the pit in book 3, but more so in book 4.
okay,
It's completely about the benefits of the pit.
yeah, yes, I
In
cannot.
in book yeah, in book 4, I call it uh the oyster pearl experience spa. And I realized in book 4, you see, I'm explaining that everything has its purpose, we everything. And we need that time of doing nothing and going nowhere, being responsible for nothing. We need a time of rest.
Yeah. Yes. And I think my lesson was rest without resentment, if that makes sense. And so
Yes,
the rest
yes,
that I was
yes,
having was with resentment instead of
yes,
without. And so I almost kind of took the rest away from myself by doing it that way.
yes, yes.
Instead of, yeah. And so, yeah, anyway, it was exactly what I needed. And I thank you for that. Um, so this is I'm just gonna say Casie with her broom and saying or thinking fire, water, air, and earth. The broom handle feeds fire and drinks water, and the bristles stir the air and minerals of the earth. Um, and that is simple to memorize. And also for me, I feel like there's so many rules around everything that that we learn. And what this taught me is that Casie used one element that was or one item that was her broom, and that encompassed all the elements that she was supposed to be working with. It's just that she had to acknowledge each of those. And so that was very educational and eye-opening for me. And that helped me a lot to think about, okay, so like if I had a feather, how many elements could I work into that, or just things like that. So yeah, I really liked this one too. And I know there's a longer one earlier in that chapter, but I just highlighted this shorter one. But yeah, if you guys haven't read Casey's books, I would encourage you to go through those um and pick out what you can use. And as you keep going through them, the pieces come together more, if that makes sense. So like the first book, I was just blown away with just the experiences that Casie has had in her life. And so I felt like the learning part wasn't necessarily coming to me. It was more like I was expanding my awareness and just the concept of the world around me. And then with the second book, I'm actually starting to put pieces together that I can use in my own life. So it is so fun and it's a lot of fun. I love it. I love the storytelling. I love what I'm learning. Um, so yeah, I can't wait to dig into your book more. Like we do need to have um a book study on it. So, but yeah,
Oh,
now that
thanks.
I'm allowed back into the book, and I do feel like the second book has really felt like a portal to me, and I think that's also why it was like you're not ready, like your mind is not ready yet for this next chapter, and I wasn't understanding that until I got there. But when I physically open it, or even just on my Kindle when I open it, it does feel like I'm like, oh, I'm jumping in, like here I go.
Yeah, I like the storytelling because, I'm covering so many different things.
Mhm.
Uh, and
Yeah,
yeah,
so many things.
right now I'm working on my outline for book 5 and putting all the things into that one. And
Yeah.
I don't want to overwhelm people with too much information, so I have to push this other stuff into 6.
Yeah. I mean, but there is so much. If you have never lived your life, completely open like you do, there is so much. And the possibilities of like just what is out there can feel overwhelming, and that's why like the first book really was just opening our eyes of like, be open to this because there's a lot out there. So, it's time to just be open.
I
Um,
heard a girl on Instagram the other day. I think it was maybe it was TikTok or something, but she had said that a rock is just a rock until you give it intention. And then
yeah,
I was going like this, it's okay. She doesn't know. She's not one of the real people. Real people know that a rock is way more than just a rock. And the only reason that you know what it's saying is because you've opened yourself. The rock is always talking.
yes, it's always ready.
Rocks are never just a rock,
Yeah, that's
and
funny.
trees are never just a tree.
No,
Everything is talking all the time. And
yeah.
we can hear them and listen to them and see, you
Mhm.
know,
Yep.
know what they're
Yeah.
saying.
And quite literally everything. I
Yeah,
think that was a good reminder with having Shiitake Mama on here, which we need to have her on here again. I need to contact
isn't
her.
she great?
Of like just kind of yeah, opening your eyes to, she talks to mushrooms and well, why the heck can't I talk to my sage and lavender and mint, whatever's growing in the back and yeah, I it's all open. It's all open to us.
She turned me on to this book called The Entangled by Merlin Shel yeah, Merlin Sheldrake. I think it is his name. Anyway, it's a fascinating book, and that's one you can only read a little bit, and then I have to think about it and then read a little bit. It's
Yeah.
beautiful words. It's all about how mushrooms communicate.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
is fascinating.
hmm You know
It
how
is.
I talk about how the web is?
Yes.
Well, her book talks about all the web under the ground, which is the
Hmm.
communication of the mycelials from the
Yep.
mushrooms.
Yes. Yeah, they're talking all
Hmm
over. Yeah. Yes, I love that. So cool. The other thing I was going to bring up for anyone who joined Deborah Burris, she had the Omen Days. Um, and so right now in the Facebook group, they're starting to talk about what did you learn for January, or like what did you take notes for, and then what happened, and did you learn anything about yourself, or what came true, or that sort of stuff. So that's been interesting for me to just kind of go back and look. And the other thing with me, because I have just been in a mindset of sludge. And so finally, I'm not anymore. And so I was like, yay, I'm going to go back and look at everything. Because I did try while I was in my crappy place. And I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at, everything. And so I was finally able to go back without my ickiness shadowing everything. But yeah, it's very interesting to see. Like, I pulled a gemstone each month and just to see how that worked out. And so the one I had for January was I know you did yours differently, Casie. But mine was oh, what was it? Let me tell you because I have it right here. Oh, blue kyanite. And it helps with telepathic abilities, which at the time that I pulled that, I was like, I don't want help with that. Like I would like less telepathic abilities because I was trying to block what I have with my children because I'm constantly projecting out to them. And so I kind of like freaked out a little bit when I did get that card and I did go ahead and order the stone. But I was like, please don't make me even more telepathic right now because I don't know how to control this. And so looking back, I started practicing with the web and sinking into it. And then I don't know if we talked about this on a podcast or just us together one time. Finding that I could make doors with my connections to everybody so they weren't just completely open. And so I didn't even put that together until today. I did work on my telepathic abilities. I learned how to control them better, which is what I wanted. Yeah. So finally, going back with a better mindset, I was able to really look back at, what I did and what I accomplished. And um, another thing I had was, let's see here. It said, oh, so I had the Blue Moon Oracle card from Moonology, which we both like that set. And it said, you're not asking for too much, start your demands. And so when I was in my crappy mindset and looking back at that, I was like, nothing happened for me. Like, no, it didn't. With my better mindset, I was like, oh, I was practicing. So one of the things that oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Heidi Taylor said is that now we can start making demands. So if you want something, you make your demand, you set your date for it. And so I set my date for getting my new, because my car was getting ready to crap out on me. I said, I want my new car by February 1st, and I want it to be affordable. And I want to know for a fact that my other car cannot keep going, that I'm not just buying a new car because I'm worried about this other one. And let me tell you, I had to get my mom to her surgery appointment at 6 a.m., picked her up in my old car. It basically died on the way. We somehow got it back to her house. I had to push it the last 3 feet into her driveway. We got into her vehicle. Still got her to her appointment 5 minutes early. Everything worked out perfectly. Then I found a car, way cheaper than I thought I was going to get. Like everything worked out before February 1st. I think it was like 3 days before February 1st. I got it all done. And so with my crappy mindset, I could not even see that. I could not even see that. And then now that I'm like, doing better, I'm like, oh yeah, look at that. So it has been really fun to go back and look at that. Have you done that at all? Like looking back at your January and
Oh, yes,
yeah,
absolutely. And this, like you say, the crappy mindset, that's what I call being in the pit or,
yeah.
in the sludge. And
Hmm.
I'm learning to value that sludge because, when you're in there, sometimes all these different ideas, everything is just hitting you. It's just, and it reminds me of being the worm inside the cocoon, you know, the caterpillar, in the cocoon. It's in there forming itself, and from its point of view, I'm sure it doesn't realize it's going to become this butterfly.
Right, right.
And so
Yeah. Oh, that,
it's a process of learning
yeah.
this
Yes.
horrible stage,
Yes, it
unless we
is.
can, like go with it, go with the flow of it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that was yeah, one of my things for February was learn how to go with the flow. I'm like, I don't give me anything where I have to learn how to go with the flow. I want it to be easy. Oh goodness. So yeah, that has been very fun now that I am not Mrs. Negative Nancy all the time. No offense to anybody named Nancy.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I did a stone for each week.
Yes.
I did three stones for each week of every single month. Uh,
Oh
so
wow.
uh, so I look at on Sunday as I'm ending the week and starting the next day. I look at it and it's like, oh, okay, oh, this isn't going to be easy. It's
I know.
it's been pretty accurate so far. And the
Has
other
it?
thing is I've started to take notes of the weather every day, and I'm kind of curious if our weather right now will correlate to something that's happening in the summer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right now, right now is it's just crazy weather. It's going to be 73 degrees here. Last week, I had to wear galoshes on my boots in order to walk around because they have grips on them, so I could walk on the ice. And Al had
Yeah.
to buy those chain things that you put on your boots because it was so slippery.
Yep. Yeah.
And here this week, it's 73 degrees.
I know. Yeah, it is so interesting. We have the same thing going. We have very nice weather right now. Very nice. Like I need to go out and start cleaning up my yard. Not like leaves or anything because I don't want to disrupt the pollinators, but I was looking out there like, my solar powered lights in my yard stopped working, just things like that. I need to
Mhm,
go clean up. But yeah, this would be perfect weather to do it. So
mhm.
yeah, it's been fun looking back at the Omen days, and I need to go in there. I haven't commented in there yet because I knew my mindset was just so crappy that I was like, I'm not going to join this
I forgot
trash.
about going to her website or her Facebook thing. I'll have
Yeah,
to try that. I'll have to try to find
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been fun. So, anyone else, if you're doing that, go in there and let us know how it went. Like, it's fun to read everybody's and see how it went for them. And we all are so different. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Okay. Well, this was a good podcast. I had fun, and thanks for letting me talk about your book and how I've been using it to help me. I've been really enjoying it. Yeah, I just recommend it for everyone. It's good.
Thanks.
Yay. Okay. Well, I hope everybody has great rest of the week, and hopefully your weather is as amazing as ours is. And if not, then I'm sorry. I'll try to send it
Wait
your
till
way.
next week. We're gonna have snow again next week.
Oh shoot, you are?
Yes.
Oh no. I think we're supposed to still be nice next week, but we'll see what happens. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, thank you again for joining me, Casie. I always love our chats, and I'm so happy that we get to do this. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.